everybody. This is PlanetWalls, and as part of a new series, I'm going to be playing some games other than Magic to show you sort of some options that are relatively economical for how to handle yourself and your attention for all those short attention span Magic players out there during Magic Online downtime or in between your matches in a daily event or a draft. And so I'm going to be playing some games that you can sort of pick up and put down when you need to stop. Which are relatively inexpensive, and which I think are a lot of fun and great products. And so these guys aren't paying me or anything. These are just going to be games that I like. And the first one is Spelunky. And this is a primarily single-player game, though there are some co-op and deathmatch options. But you have to share a screen playing the same Xbox or PC, I believe. I'm using the Xbox control on my PC to play this. You can also play it on Xbox Live Arcade. You can also use the keyboard, though I probably wouldn't recommend that, but maybe you can be into that. And so we're just going to get right in there. I'm not going to do a tutorial or anything, but I'm going to try and explain the game as I go along to the best of my ability. It requires a lot of focus and attention. We'll play as this mutton chop gentleman. All the different characters are the same. They're merely cosmetically different. I've already finished the game and accomplished a lot, though not everything there is to accomplish. It's a fairly deep game, but we'll go ahead and show off some stuff anyway to give you guys a sense of what the game is like. Hopefully the audio levels are fine, but do let me know if they're not. And we'll get started. So first things first, what Spelunky is a roguelike precision platformer. So by roguelike, I mean that there are randomly generated elements, and it's similar to the game Rogue, which I believe originally came out for Sega, though I could be wrong about that. I have a version of it for the Xbox in a compilation. So every time you play the game, it's going to be different, insofar as there are randomly generated elements. The way that the levels are designed, they follow certain patterns more often than not, but there's a ton of variation, and each game feels different than the last. It's also punishingly difficult. And so you have to be on your toes, and it can be frustrating, but it never feels like the game just screws you. It always feels like you're presented with options, and it was your error. That's like the best part of a game. That's most often the case with Magic, but occasionally you get mana screwed or something. There's very little mana screw in this game, as it were. Oops, I just got hit by a snake. So my health counter's in the top left. You start out with 4, and once you're dead, you're dead. There's one item in the game that's sort of a secret item called the Ankh that allows you to have an extra life, but that's sort of a side issue. We don't have to get to that. And this dog here, this is called a damsel. It's sort of like you're rescuing a princess, and you have the option of having them look like a princess, or like a dog, or like a dude, or you can mix up all three. And I picked the dog because it's funniest looking. And that's one of the few ways you have to increase your health throughout the game. And so in between levels, your character will walk by, get a kiss from the princess, the prince, or I assume that they're royalty. I don't really know that for sure. I'm going to get this gold in here with a bomb. And then you get 1 health back. So it's very hard to replenish your health. It takes a lot of work, and it's difficult to do. The standard game is broken up into 4 major worlds, each with 4 sub-levels. As I said before, all of which are randomly generated, though they follow a pattern. And then there's also a 5th set of 4 levels that's sort of a secret, and you'll see me talking about that a lot, probably, because there's a very complex roundabout set of tasks you have to accomplish in each game in order to make it to that 5th secret level. These are arrow traps right here. They will fire an arrow that deals 2 damage when movement happens at a certain distance in front of them. And so rather than jump down there myself, I'm going to toss this rock, and it'll set them both off. So that's a cool feature. The game has a physics system that's fairly robust. You'll notice that enemies also interact with one another, sometimes kill each other. And in that, I really love when stuff like that happens in a game. This spider worries me. Fuck. Okay. This spider could theoretically just kill me and end my run if I don't finish it. Good. I got it. Each hit from that deals 2 damage. And this is a shopkeeper. You spend your gold that you get on items in shops. That's a machete here, which is a melee weapon. I'm not going to pick it up. Now, shopkeepers are an interesting way you can diverge strategically in a run. you can be nice to them and buy stuff from them, or you can choose at some point in the game to murder them or break open their shops or steal certain items from it, in which case they will attack you. And when a shopkeeper attacks you, it's really bad because they're extremely powerful enemies that have shotguns. And when you anger them at the beginning of the game, especially if you kill one, they'll stay mad at you for the rest of the game. And sometimes they think you tried to kill them even when another enemy in the level is actually the one doing the killing, as it were. Cool. So I am going up here to get this stuff. But, so that forms a interesting element in the game. This is a web gun. This kind of sucks. It shoots spider webs. That definitely wasn't worth it to come up there and open up those crates, even though crates are normally worth it. So I'm actually not going to carry the web gun. I think it'll be a distraction to me. Here's our damsel. We don't want to forget that, so we can move up to 5 health. And anyway, I was saying that this game is pretty difficult in general. Occasionally you have harder runs than others, but always rewarding, and they always feel like they're your fault when you get hurt, as I mentioned. Hang on, I gotta focus for a second. Bombs are important items in the game. That they break open rocks, allow you access to other items. They're also weapons, so those are important. As I mentioned, the physics system is pretty robust. There's also a fairly robust Let's Play community for this game. And one thing that recently happened when the game came out for Steam is that there's a mode of play called the Daily Challenge, where the seed that formulates the random level generation for everyone playing the Daily Challenge that day is the same, which means all the normally random variables are the same for everybody, and it makes the game competitive in a way it normally isn't. So that's been really popular lately, and it's a really fun way to play. It adds some higher stakes even to a game that already has some high stakes, because you put in some time and you can die immediately. If you fall on spikes, you're dead, no matter how much health you have. If you have like less than 10 health and you get blown up by a bomb, even your own, you're dead. I'm buying all the stuff. So as I mentioned, you can anger those shopkeepers. I am trying my best not to. You'll find some of the runs that I post after this, if you're interested in watching them, and things can get sort of crazy in these games. Lots of explosions and stuff happening all over the screen. You'll find that I have an interesting situation with the shopkeepers. So I'm not going to explain everything I'm doing, and I'll save some of that for future runs if people want. But I am going to get this key here. That's part of the process to get to the secret level that I mentioned. I am going to pick it up. Probably won't make it to the secret level, just because it's hard to do, even though I've played this game quite a bit. That already fired, I guess. I am going to want to go down there. Ooh. You can hit yourself with physics objects. Like, that key could have dealt damage to me. I'm definitely going to blow up that spider. And I can get that crate a different way. Crates are good just because they usually contain additional bombs or ropes, both of which are important. That one had ropes in it. Ropes help you climb up to places you couldn't otherwise. You'll probably see me use one soon to get that other crate down in the bottom right. Let's make sure these zero traps have fired. They had not. Cool. So, this might look easy at this point. You'll probably notice that it isn't after you start playing it, if you choose to do so, or if you watch some of my other videos in which I either get super greedy and die and... Oh, this is troubling. Here's my plan here. I'm going to jump and throw a rope up into the second one and try to evade the first one and then turn around and jump on it. Okay, that went exactly according to plan, shockingly. And we pick up a shotgun here, which is sort of like an endgame item. It's really rare for it to be in a crate like that, but it makes this game pretty interesting now. Shotgun's one of the better weapons in the game, like first or second best probably. It's extremely powerful and deals a lot of damage. And there's that chest the key goes in. I am not going to be able to rescue the damsel, i.e. the dog, on this one, because I think it would involve pissing off that shopkeeper who's in that little, like, cave treasure trove. Actually, I could go down here and use a bomb, and I've got a lot of bombs, so maybe that's worth doing. Let's do that. Makes this a little bit more exciting. Also, you're timed somewhat. If everything wasn't enough pressure, if you take, I think it's 2.5 minutes, a ghost... There, that's it happening right now. It says a terrible chill runs down your spine, and a ghost comes out that kills you in one hit. Ooh! Okay. And, that's bad, because you don't want to die, and dying in one hit is pretty bad. You'll see in some of my other runs me be a jerk and die to the ghost when I'm getting super greedy trying to use it for a purpose that I won't describe in this video. I'll say really briefly, when it goes over a gem that's not in the rocks, it turns it into a diamond that's worth 5,000 gold. And so when you're trying to rack up a high score, it can be a good idea to use the ghost and run around with it following you. But if you're like me, oh my god, you screw that up sometimes, and then you die in one hit when you're otherwise doing pretty well. So now we're in the jungle. Jungle is much harder and more stressful than the previous level. These things are called tiki traps. Each deals 4 damage to you. That thing, that man trap, or that flower, it kills you in one hit if you walk into it. And then these bees are not on every level, but they are sometimes, given the random variation. That queen bee or whatever it is there has something called the royal jelly that gives you a ton of health. So having the shotgun here is an incredible advantage for being able to kill that, and we will pick that up and take our 4 health and go to 11, which is a pretty high health for this game. Right now this run is not representative of what most are like, because in most I die pretty quickly or I'm not doing quite this well. Having a shotgun is a huge asset and gives you a ton of flexibility. I don't like this bat one bit. Not sure what happened over here, but something blew up the top of that tiki trap. We will jump on those guys and knock them out for a minute, just for shits and giggles. And we'll make sure to get this gold bar. Now, I am looking for a secret level called the Black Market, which is on one of the jungle levels. And that's the next step toward getting to the secret level I was talking about, the secret last level. If I don't find it, that's not the end of the world, but the way you can tell where it is because the blue eye, which you will see after I leave this screen, next to my gold total, or my dollars total, will start blinking, making a noise, and turn blue. This is interesting, actually. So this thing over here is an altar. If you sacrifice corpses or knocked out corpses, you get points with the goddess Kali. And the more points you get, you rack up good items. And so it's always a good idea to sacrifice corpses whenever you can. Though they eventually wake up in your hands if they're unconscious and not dead. But unconscious corpses are worth more than... are these guys mad at me? No, they aren't. I'm going to pick up the spike shoes. Unconscious corpses are worth more than conscious ones. And not all enemies leave corpses. Frogs, for instance, don't. The orange ones do, but then they explode very quickly. And if you blow up the altar, it's not good, and the goddess gets mad at you. And then sends spiders after you, and then later does even worse things if you blow it up again. So you don't want that to happen. It's a good strategic thing to do to try and make sure to sacrifice whatever you can. There's a dog there. I would like to sacrifice this dog, but it's going to involve using a lot of ropes to get up there, back to the altar. So first, I don't like that guy one bit. Good, he was taken care of by the tiki trap. Finished off anyway. I could try to sacrifice him, but making that many... I'm going to kill this guy before I forget. Making that many trips up to the top of the level will probably cause the ghost to come out, and then I'll probably just die. So we will take the dog up there and sacrifice him, or her, because it's really good value, and it will give me an item. If you sacrifice 2 dogs worth of corpses, I guess, over the course of the game, you will get a special item called the Kapala that helps you regenerate health. The spectacles that I just got are kind of a lame item, actually, because they're largely redundant with the Ujet Eye, which is that blue Egyptian motif thing next to my dollar counter. So, not the best item there, but certainly passable. It also has the effect of when the level is dark, which happens sometimes randomly, it lets you see a little bit better. So we will get out of here and clear out of this level and move to the next one. If I don't find the black market, that secret level on this one, or the entrance to it on this level, I think I've missed it. Okay, we're going to end a couple of those guys' lives. I don't think it's worth getting that treasure chest. If I were playing competitively right now, I would risk it, but this isn't a daily challenge, and I'm just aiming to show off parts of the game. Okay, that was a little risky. Could have died there instantly had I fallen on the spikes. Shoot that monkey. Shoot that monkey. Shoot that frog. I guess it died on the tiki trap. There's this bat here. I don't like him one bit. Alright. And the dog must have already been hit by one of these bubbles. And then started moving away from its original position. I can deal with that. I think I'm going to leave the dog there. I don't really need the health right now because I'm at 12. I might come back and get him later if it looks easy enough. I could use a bomb, but I don't want to waste a bomb to go right down there, even though the exit is right there. So I'm going to take the long way and do some exploration. Good chance that I missed the black market, because it would probably have appeared by now. Okay, let's just simplify the situation by killing those guys. So I'm going to do some other videos of this if it seems like there's a desire for that. I know we're a Magic website, but again, sometimes diversity is a little fun, and watching these videos can be better than watching someone draft for the billionth time. Okay, and I'm glad now that I picked up those glasses, because it makes it slightly easier to see on this level. You wouldn't think so, judging by how dark it is, but it's better than it could be. The way dark levels work is that, this is kind of a tricky situation here. If a torch falls in the water, does it make a sound? No, that's not what I'm trying to ask. Cool. Then it goes out. I left my shotgun up there. That's bad play on my part. So I'm going to use my last rope to go back up there and get the shotgun. No good. This is a bit complicated. Also, since we're on a dark, or it's actually a zombie level 2. That's why there's sort of like a... Oh my god. Okay, so I just lost 4 health. That would be worse in most situations. This is really brutal. I don't really want that there. Screw this. We're going to just start clearing this out a little bit to make it easier to navigate. And that does wonders, but it doesn't do enough, so... Alright. I used some resources there, but, you know, that was my decision, and I think I'm glad I did it. What? Did that just fall in the water? Yes, it did. Okay. So... Sorry, stop talking there for a second because I got stressed out a little bit. Ooh, he just died. Okay. Not the greatest level. Sort of a dickish level, though. The random number generator was an asshole on this one. Oh, okay, almost died there. Fortunately, the shotgun can illuminate things a little bit, too. But, should be okay. Oh god, vampire. Okay, good. Vampire gives you a cape. So I'm glad I had a chance to kill that vampire jerk. And we will take out that guy, pick up some gold, and clear out of here. Okay, so that's the second set of levels, I think, and we're on to the ice caves, which have a different flavor than the previous ones, not only because they're icy, and you normally slip on this surface, these ice surfaces, if you don't have spike shoes, but I do have spike shoes. And the levels are mostly open space most of the time, instead of like corridors, and lots of stuff explodes. Getting this cape, which allows me to float down, is extremely valuable on this level, so it's very fortunate that I picked that up recently. How do I get in this thing? Okay, good, there's an entrance down there. So we'll float very carefully. And I don't have a rope. So that worked okay. Shockingly, actually. Let's see what's in here. Ropes. And it looks like there was a frozen caveman in the ice. But I took care of him. Alright. So you should probably be able to tell how useful that cape is, because I was just able to sail across that level instead of just falling to my death. There's a giant pit at the bottom of every Ice Caves level. Ooh, and we are definitely going to sacrifice this dog here after stuff stops exploding. Because there's another altar. Let's make sure to take care of that UFO. See what's in here. More bombs, always good. Never complain about bombs. And because we have more ropes now, I can do this. Great. And there's the Kapala. That's the item that allows us to replenish health by picking up the blood of our enemies. See those little blood droplets? You can pick those up. Oh man, there we go. And, oops, bouncy trap. You can pick the blood up, and it replenishes your health after the cup fills up. So I'm going to shoot that adorable little puffin and pick up its blood. Some enemies don't have blood, like skeletons. But a lot of them do. Alright, now we are perfectly fine with ropes. This is going to... Uh-oh! Alright, so that's how quickly something can go wrong. I was going to say that's a landmine that explodes a couple seconds after you touch it, and I tried to set it off in a controlled demolition, but the skeleton next to me came alive, and then I died. And it happened very quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. There's more to say about it. It's a deep game, and I hope people check it out or at least think about it. There's also a free version online that isn't HD. It's sort of a little bit more like old-timey. That's a funny way to put it, since it just the graphics are sort of grainy. Looks more like an 8-bit game, but it's still pretty complicated. I would recommend this version. I think it's only $15. I could be wrong about that. Check it out on Steam or Xbox Live Arcade. Again, it's not like they're paying us anything. It's just I think it's a really great product, and I spend a lot of my time in between Magic Online tournaments playing this game and games like it, which I'll show off in the future. And so, yeah, feel free to leave some feedback on the series. Is this the sort of thing you're interested in seeing? I'm not really giving product reviews per se or doing a complete Let's Play, at least not right now, but I am enjoying just playing some other stuff in the meantime and showing it off to diversify our content a little bit, give you guys a break from Magic sometimes, even though it's a great game and I love it so much. But yeah, so leave me your thoughts, and thanks for watching.